I think Quinn's probably helping Arch with me ripping his ass. Even though he's 26 of 31 for over 300 yards, I was still ripping his ass today. But that's what we do around here.
That's a lot of voices in your head, Coach and Quinn.
Hey, Coach Sark being real. You know, the stain in the ear with Quinn Ewers while he's nursing that oblique injury on the headset. And Arch, my God, I think it was 26 of 31. And we're going to get to that. But remember, he had a really good day in the SEC opener. And it wasn't a pretty game. It wasn't what you and I thought. I did think it would be closer than the point spread, but I did not think it would be as close as it was. But I also will say adversity is good.
No question. This is the best thing that ever happened to us. We got the W. We dropped down in ranking, and we know what we need to work on. We didn't go into a bye week with our heads too big. We still got work to do. So right. For me, as a former player, man, you always want them to kill their opponents on the field, but as a former player, I know what it is going to be like having an ugly win during a bye week. They're going to get into these guys this week, and it's going to be good for us in the long run, because I saw in Sark's press conference, I don't know if you got film of it, but he talked about this first phase of the season. Phase 1 of the season is over now. Now we're going into phase 2, right? Phase 2 is going to be the hardest part of our season. We got a bye week right now.
Right.
Yeah, we got a bye week right now, and we got stuff to work on in this bye week. Then we got OU. It's a rivalry game, toss-up, right? Then we got Georgia at home, right? Then we got to go to Vandy, which is not a cakewalk.
It will not be.
Yeah, I've told you about this once before, that going to Vandy, that's not a cakewalk, you know. So, so it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
All right, baby. Let's pick it up. Let's go. Hey, Stevie, he's got a family waiting for him to feed him for dinner. Man, and we've got an episode 411, but I'm Sean Clinch, by the way. That's Stevie Lee, the namesake of the pass rusher, Stevie Lee. Before we get going, follow each of our social media platforms. Let's continue the growth. Tell all your friends, all your family, share it with them, and subscribe for free to our YouTube page. And big shout out to our Hargrove family. They got an event coming up later in October. You get to meet Bert Auburn, the kicker, with a lot of hair, probably the best hair in college football. But the Hargrove Roofing family, they've been good to us. They've been really good to Stevie, really good to me too. And, like we always do, Stevie Lee, he's the marketing guy. And he has that slogan, and he does it the absolute best of any human.
Hargrove Roofing. Know who's on your roof.
That's right. We know him well, and we highly recommend our friends at Hargrove to do a great job on anything with roofing. Stevie, we had, and you mentioned that the polls changed a little bit, and they're going to change. And everyone needs to control their blood pressure. It's too early for all that to worry about where you are in the polls. But the reason for the change in the polls was because of this mega SEC game Saturday night.
The start of this game. He's got to have it right now. And they take a downfield shot. And the catch is made. It's Ryan Williams. Still spinning free. Touchdown, Alabama. They answer in one play. 75 yards for the 17-year-old. Are you kidding us?
17-year-old receiver not only made that catch, Jalen Milroe, fantastic throw. He contorted his body, and I swear I had just flashbacks of Michael Crabtree versus Texas at the end in that Texas game. Much larger play as far as yardage, but man, and real quick, Stevie, Bama is not dead. Bama, I repeat, just because Saban retired, Bama's in the thick of it.
Yeah, Bama still has the spirit of Saban on campus over there, man. He actually, I've heard he's still on campus. He's around the building. The players still call on him and all that stuff. So that's what I heard. Dude, that was a hell of a game, man. I had so much fun watching that game. I don't know if Bama jumps from 4 to 1. I'm glad that we got dropped down to give us some motivation, but I don't know if they jump all the way up from 4 to 1, man.
Well, you just beat the number 2 and number 1 in the other poll, being Georgia.
Yeah.
Prior, but you did it at home.
Yeah.
And you were also down 31-7, and you came back. Well, no, they were up.
They were up 31-7, yeah.
31-7, and Georgia.
They let them come back, yeah.
And then pulled it out.
Yeah.
It is a power victory. So to speak, as far as top 5.
Yeah.
And so that's why we do the Power 12. Let's reveal it, my brother. And so Georgia goes to 4. I still think I do now. I know Ohio State really hadn't played anybody, but they are blowing them folks out. Ohio State's underrated. I put them at number 3.
Okay. All right. No, I like your poll. I like the poll that you did. So, no, I like going into this bye week, having something to talk about and to practice about. Guys, they dropped us to number 2 because we didn't play well. And so as a former player, like I said, this is good for us, but I don't see why we jumped Alabama all the way up from 4 to 1.
Well, because they beat a top 4. It was 2 versus 4 in one poll.
Yeah, so I'll put Alabama at 2, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put Alabama at 2.
There's no right or wrong answer.
Yes, it is. You're wrong, Sean.
Hey, how about Ole Miss losing to Kentucky?
Yeah, that was a shocker to me too, man. You know, the other shocker to me was OU going in there and winning.
You know, that was a good win with the new quarterback, and we are going to be talking about that. A freshman quarterback, and it's scary. That dude plays balls out, and he is a freelancer, and he's more than capable. All right, you saw your guy, Arch. He's got a little swagger. Is that a South Louisiana swagger, or is that just Louisiana swag?
It's Louisiana swag, man. It's a little bit of South Louisiana. But no, it's all over, bro. It's all over.
Well, Arch, you know, we opened the show with talking about Sark ripping ass on the headsets. He does it a lot. I mean, he keeps everything together, and everybody has a plan, you know, and that's the way it is. So Arch talked about Sark being hard on him because that's what he wants, and he wants to be developed that way. And he says his family has said be hard on Arch, and this was Arch discussing that or talking about it.
Yeah, well, I think that's the good thing about Sark is he always coaches me pretty hard. You should come to a practice. It's pretty intense.
Can you get us in, Mark?
Yeah.
Did you hear Bob Ballou said, well, can you get us in? Because, you know, the media, you get about 12 solid minutes and you gone.
Gone.
So So there's the stats: 26-31, 324, 2 touchdowns versus Mississippi State. He's great. I think the offense, other than Jaden Blue's 2 fumbles, and then I think Jonte Cook's drop, which would have been a for sure touchdown. I've got to ask you. I mean, we all know Arch is doing a great job, but when Texas clearly has, how can I say this? 2 great quarterbacks, probably 2 of the top 5 quarterbacks in the country.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And now they're about even as far as stats. Quinn will be available for Oklahoma. I think that's a for sure bet. But a team, regardless if they're on a championship run or not, adversity has to happen. It has to, or it will sneak up on you and then you fail. This, you briefly talked about it. Jaden Blue's fumbles, Jonte Cook's drop, the defense kind of getting gassed with the run. What's your takeaway from it on the growth of this team, or can they grow from this?
They have to grow from this. Man, I said Blue had a fumble problem. Then I think I told you that in the beginning of the season. Mm-hmm. And we saw it. And they took him out. And is it Weiser? Am I saying it correctly?
Yeah.
Weisner? Yeah. He came in, I think he ran 13 times for 86 yards or something like that.
Off yards.
Yeah. I think he might be our guy because you cannot put the ball on the ground, man. You just cannot do that, you know. And he did it twice, and he's prone to do it. That's why he was, 2 or 3 on the depth chart, because he's a great runner. It's just when he's trying to finish the run, the ball comes out sometimes. And so that's got to get better with him. The defense, man, I think I heard that Sark said that we're crying from our yacht. Have you heard that expression?
I have not heard that before.
Yeah, we're crying from the yachts because we're upset that they had 1 touchdown. They average 4 yards a carry, right? Something like that, 3 or 4 yards a carry. And we're talking bad about a defense. Dude, 4 yards a carry. They couldn't do anything in the pass. We had 5 sacks this game. Vernon Broughton. Yeah,
Vernon Broughton.
Broughton strip sack fumble, strip fumble sack, and recovered all himself. What are we talking about right now? The team did great. The defense did great. It's just that we got tested a little bit. So I can name you 5 plays, and this game is a blowout. You know what I'm saying? So the fumble down on the 15-yard line, the perfect over the head catch that was
Jonte Cook.
Yeah. Cook's catch that was dropped was going to be a touchdown. That's 14 points for us right there. The blocked punt return or punt.
Yep.
They blocked our punt, which should never happen because we pay the special teams coach $1.5 million or something like that, and that should never happen. So they got the ball right there, and they couldn't move it, so they kicked the field goal. So that's 3 points they take off the board right there for them. So, if those 4 plays doesn't happen, 3 or 4 plays doesn't happen, then we cover the spread, and we're not even talking about this,
Right.
So,
but I'm a firm believer, Stevie. It did happen.
Yeah,
I think it's good.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. I left smiling, but knowing that they're going to get coached hard this bye week, and then going to come out and want something to prove against OU, and then going into the week after that, want to get that number 1 spot back against Georgia. So
yep. And it's a good thing because if you think about it, it humbles you a little bit, and you got to sit on it for 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yep.
So you mentioned it. I thought because I was in Arkansas, and I was watching it while I was sitting in the pew with my phone down. but then I had to put it away because it was really obvious. But they only allowed 294 yards. But this was the SEC opener in Mississippi State, regardless of how depleted they were or are still. And they put a new quarterback in. I give it up to Mississippi State for what they had. They played well. And
Mississippi State's still a good football team, man. They just ran into some big opponents in the beginning of the season. I think they'll find a way to win some games this year, man.
Yeah.
They are a SEC football team, and we only holding them to 294 points. I think that's decent, man. We got some stuff to work on, but let's smile about while we work it, you know?
That's right. And then so we talk about adversity, the urgency, and I love what our guy David Benda said about that. And then we'll hear from Alfred Collins about, it's all about that complementary football that you hear about a lot especially on the defensive side. They're so mature. They don't stress about things.
Mm-hmm. No one was really scared or just frantic or just like, oh, we got to do this, we got to do this. It was just more of like, all right, we got another opportunity, we have another shot. Let's go out there and keep on proving to the world what we're about.
At the end of the day, we got the offense, you know what I'm saying? Like, we love each other, you know what I'm saying? So we play for each other. So whenever they're a little down, we're going to pick it up for them, you know what I'm saying?
We put out a lot of fires, and honestly, we trusted the offense. We knew they were going to get together, and they did.
See? They trust, man. That's a pretty big deal. Bold statement, or it's indicative of where this team is. You just don't hear guys, especially from this team, just saying things to say things.
Yeah, they do trust each other, man. I can see everyone's running their routes because our quarterback can check it down to you at any moment. They trust that he's going to find you, just so everybody's running their routes hard. The defense are playing gap football. There's some leaks right there somewhere in the defense sometimes, but they're finding it, and we're coming together. I think these guys trust each other. They love each other. I think they got one goal. The way they're playing with each other, the way Arch was out there dancing with his offensive line, I think these guys are together, man. And I love to see it. I think I think that they have one goal, and we as outsiders, we don't know that goal. But they all do, and they're all together on it, So that's the way I feel whenever I see that team come out like that.
They're mature, and they don't get too excited, but, they do celebrate with each other, and they don't allow – again, I'm all for adversity. And you always hear fans, no, I want to blow them out every game. Well, that'd be great, but, man, any team.
Yeah.
And wait till they go to Nashville. I guarantee you Vanderbilt's going to give them a game. At least, I hope it's not too stressful in the fourth quarter. But, with a guy like this, Colin Simmons, and obviously that is not supposed to be a capitalized I in his last name. Sorry, Simmons. I'll do better. I should be in midseason form. But, man, he's doing a lot of this lately. Two QB sacks. That's a freshman. And you know what? It's that first step that is a problem for those tackles, the left or right side. I mean, in the SEC, I know you weren't a true pass rusher, but the offensive line is going to, especially in SEC, these coaches, they're going to adjust. They're going to make him work at some point, right?
Yeah, but they make him work, and then we got Benda on the other side. And then we got Vernon coming up the middle, and we got weapons. Like, you're going to adjust to one.
All of
What's that?
Bosek.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't get the name right. I got it all right here. I got the notes right here. So anyway, we got so many other weapons. If you're going to adjust to him, we got so many other weapons that's going to come after you still, So Vosak had a sack this weekend too, and then like I said Vernon had one, and Anthony Hill. Yeah, Anthony Hill, like Agent Zero, man, he's all over the field too, So I don't know. Someone said that we have a really good defense, but the weakest link on our defense is Anthony Hill. And I was like,
what?
But he's balling, So, if that's the weakest link, then we're doing okay.
Well, after 5 games and with one really good opponent, quality opponent, and you can say Mississippi State's somewhat quality because it's an SEC team, but after 5 games, the first portion, they did their jobs. They're averaging defense is only allowing 7 points per game. No better defense at Texas since 1977.
Wow.
They're 11th in the country offensively, averaging 45 points per game. And then, total yards allowed per game by the defense, 6th in the country.
Wow. That's amazing, man. PK's doing his job. That's
All
awesome.
of them. And his entire staff, and then that new addition he had, it's pretty impressive. This is going to be fun because around the SEC, every opponent, and I like it how you got the bye week and the opponent in Dallas that Texas will meet in Dallas also has a bye week. Get used to this name. Say his name. Michael Hawkins is now the new starting quarterback, QB1 for the Oklahoma Sooners. Auburn, not the great Auburn team, but to go on the road and beat them there at Auburn. OU needed that after what Tennessee did to them. But OU's defense is great. Offense has not been existent. Do you think Hawkins moving forward gives OU a better – do you feel like they're more of a threat with him at quarterback?
Yes.
You do?
I think if we do have a weak side to our defense, it's the running defense.
Okay.
That's
true.
Yeah. And so if that kid starts to drop back and pull it down and run like he did against Auburn, then that's a problem for us. We got to have somebody spy him. So we taking somebody out of coverage just to spy him. We got to be have gap integrity, and try to contain this kid. But that's another weapon that they have now. He can pull it down and run, and there's some long runs he had on Saturday as well. So yeah, he's gonna be a problem. Not a big problem, just a problem.
Yeah, problem. Great moment with his mom and dad. Dad was emotional because Hawkins is I feel for any staff that you put all your effort into one quarterback and getting them ready, and they're just not panning out. And that's what they had to do with Jackson Arnold. And after 3 games, here comes the Hawkins era. So back to our guy, Colin Simmons. This is what, I can't wait for you to, your take on what Colin Simmons was asked about playing Oklahoma next week.
I feel like we're going to dominate though, but at the end of the day, we got to trust in our coaching and just get better each and every day.
Going to dominate Oklahoma.
Come on, man. See, this is why we don't let freshmen talk, bro. This is why. Yeah, this is why we don't let freshmen talk, dude. You're giving them bulletin board material for no reason. And and he was stuck in his words, right? So, like I told you, I think I told you like 2 weeks ago, back in our day, Coach Brown did not let freshmen talk. Unless you were like John Bianco was over your shoulder,
Right.
Only freshmen had a chance to talk with like the superstar freshmen, like Cedric Benson talked with the media, or C. Red talked to the media when they were freshmen. No, don't do that. You know, that's a big no-no, man. You're giving them bulletin board material, and now you got to back up your words. They're going to try to get in your head with your words on the game during the game. You know, so got to be more careful with that. Get some more media training, and don't let these reporters like Sean back you in a corner to say things like that. You know.
Hey, my favorite. There wasn't a bye week, but I think Texas had beaten Iowa State, and we always loved Brecken Hager. Always loved him because he was going to give us stuff unscripted. Yep. We asked him. I looked at Bob, and he said, Bob Ballou said, "Sean, what are you going to ask him?" Because it was kind of a race to ask Brecken who's going to first trigger him because we love Brecken. Yeah. Bob said, "I got it." And there was that digital clock in that post-game room, and Bob Ballou, Brecken Hager sat down, and Bob says, "Hey, Brecken, what time is it?" He goes, "Man, it's 11:48 p.m. and OU still sucks."
Yep. Yeah,
the week before it.
Yeah, you letting these slick reporters back you in the corner, man. Don't do it.
But it was, you got to admit, Brecken was smart because he caught on immediately and looked at that clock sarcastically and said it.
Yeah,
it was beautiful. Before we put OU and Auburn to rest, I want you to look at the top of the video. Very, very athletic Auburn cheerleader. And this just reminds me of a video from old. I don't know why they were doing flips. They went right into the Sooners and knocked out a Sooner. Damn, Gina.
Knocked him on his back, man.
Knocked him down.
Wow. Be an athlete, kid.
Being an athlete guy, number 11 is probably getting clowned on team film the next day. Hey, up in Dallas, they're looking like the Pony Express over there. They bought their way into the ACC, and more power to them, man. SMU has really, I like what they're doing, but FSU is absolute hot garbage, and look what SMU did to Florida State.
Pressure coming, intercepted. Kobe Wilson the pick. Trying to take it across midfield, does, and still on his feet. Out of 2 tackles, and Wilson will score.
Ford Stadium in Dallas, Texas, rocking 42-16 SMU. They're 4-1, Stevie. SMU's starting to pick up some guys, but I'm more concerned about the FSU side of this. How is it possible that they're so damn bad?
I don't know, man. And they bellyached at the end of last season trying to get into the playoffs. I don't know, man. I don't know what their downfall is, man. And I like FSU, man. I love Tallahassee. I don't know what's going on over there. So they lost their quarterback last year, right?
They brought in the portal quarterback and the other transfers too.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's working. The chemistry's not there.
That's exactly what I was going to say. They're not gelling. They got the talent. Right. And I don't know if these coaches know how to put this talent together. Well, I know these coaches just don't know how to put this talent together, man. They got the players. It's just something that's not turning over for them, man. I mean, for you not to get a DB on the ground, that guy looked like a running back. You can't even get a DB down on the ground. I understand there was an interception as the offense out there, but he broke 2 tackles running the football into the
82 yards.
Yeah. How many yards?
82.
82-yard pick 6. and you had them twice, at least twice, and you couldn't bring them down. That's just soft. That's just soft, you know?
Kind of like the Cowboys defense. Hey, I got to show you this. October 19th. This one a reminder of what's going on October. It will be glorious for everyone involved. This is before the new rankings came out. This a tweet from Jeff Ketchum of Orange Bloods. He is the godfather of message boards. This is before the new rankings came out. But look what's going to take place October 19th. Georgia and Texas and Austin, Alabama and Tennessee, more or less, probably, if all win, be the top 4 teams in the country playing on the same day against each other.
Yeah, no question. And it's F1 weekend in Austin.
And Eminem.
Eminem.
Yep.
So I'm debating with my wife which one we go to. Do we go to the Texas-Georgia game, or do we go to F1? Or we try to make both?
Knowing you in summer, you're going to make both somehow.
We are going to make both. Now, that's going to be a great weekend. That's a great weekend in Austin right there, man.
That's freaking – I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, it's time for Caption This, and our buddy Josh, man, who's been at Rouse High School since day one. I did not know he had this in him. He's done a hell of a job with the Rouse Raiders program. I mean, this is not bad for a guy from the Panhandle. And he's a former Angelo State Ram. I did not know he had these moves in him, Stevie. Check this out. Wow. They upset Lake Belton in their district opener. A little low on the volume. But, man, Coach, look at dancing around like a 19-year-old.
Yeah, he got some moves, man. You know what he's saying in his head? Get some.
Get some. Caption that. Get some.
Get some.
My caption for that, man, these damn hammies are burning. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. On the other side, a quick segment 2, and we're going to find out what triggered DeMarvion Overshown and the Dallas Cowboys. They did win. Yeah, we'll see another side of this break after a shout-out to Hargrove Roofing.
Here at Hargrove Roofing, we try to think outside the box to kind of get the creative juices flowing. So I brought in my friend Stevie Lee, former defensive tackle for the Texas Longhorns. He's going to help the team strategize, really motivate them, light a fire.
This guy's going to block down. This guy's going to block down. You put your butt into the guard, and that way my Mike linebacker gets free to do what?
Not only are they going to learn a thing or two, but they're going to also leave with a great attitude and a bunch of smiles on their faces.
I'm sorry, what does this have to do with roofing exactly?
Get out.
Right now.
I said get out.
For me, that's what it's all about. It's just having fun, making our employees have a great time. Hargrove Roofing. Know who's on your roof.
The Bully is a cozy Austin original bar and grill that feels like home. Boulevard Bar and Grill, nestled into this Northwest Hills strip mall, recently celebrated 2 decades. The drink prices are like going back to 2004. It's where familiar faces gather and everyone knows your name. The Bully family are also friends of the stories inside the Man Cave podcast. Boulevard Bar and Grill on Far West Boulevard in Northwest Austin.
I think we definitely took these last couple weeks personal. You know, you see a lot of stuff, and when you throw around that S word, soft, we're a bunch of grown men, and we don't like that. So throughout the whole week, you know, just paying attention to the details, you know, knowing what we're capable of, and just doing all of us just doing our job. You really didn't have too many people trying to do too many things at once, and I feel like that really helped us.
All right, Stevie. DeMarvion played a great game against the New York Football Giants. The Cowboys did win. It was ugly. Were you impressed with the defense, even though it was the Giants? The Giants aren't awful. It's just that the Cowboys have dominated them. I think it's 7 straight and 14 straight wins over them. Were you, from what you saw last Thursday, does it give you any hope? Is the defense – I don't want to say they're soft. I thought last week when I went off on a rant and tangent, you can find that on our YouTube page and Facebook pages. I just don't think they have the right personnel for the scheme they're trying to run.
No. I think Overshawn is talking to the media and trying to be positive. Man, in my honest opinion, and I like Dak, and I want them to do well. I think they just still suck. Yeah. It was they were the best team on the field that night, and that's not saying much, because I think the Giants suck, right? So
they're not great.
Yeah, I think they got to do something, man. They got to make some kind of change. I am not optimistic about this year for them. They should have made some more off-season moves. The way they made their moves this offseason was kind of weird, signing Dak like an hour before kickoff. Why are you handling business like this when it's time to go play a game? You should have done that a long time ago. Even you could have done it in training camp or before training camp, So I don't know, man. The way the Dallas Cowboys is moving right now is really weird to me, and they think that they are better than what they are. I think there needs to be an overhaul of something in there. Is it personnel? Is it coaching? Is it GM? Staff and personnel? I don't know, man. It's
the Jones family. The Cowboys are going to remain the same until the Jones family says, okay, we're not selling. But we're going to go out and find some independent staff of 2 or 3 people, one being the GM and 2 others, football operations, and they're going to let it run by themselves without the Jones influence. If not, the Cowboys at best right now, I think 8-9 regular season.
I think you're being generous. No, they won 2 already, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I see you. Yeah. I'll give you that.
It's they
got Pittsburgh this next week on Sunday Night Football.
Pittsburgh on Sunday night, and Pittsburgh's pretty good now. If they come up with some game plan, stop them. Who knows?
Yeah,
who knows? Hey, the baseball season ends tonight because they had some games before the playoffs and then some postponements, cancellations. The Chicago White Sox, man, what a amazing modern day MLB record since 1900. The most losses in a season, 121 losses in a 162 game season.
That's got to be depressing. That you go out more than every other game and just lose. That's depressing, man.
Had a 16-game losing skid, and I believe a 21-game losing streak in this season.
Oh, they got to do something to turn that around, man. That is depressing, man. And I like the White Sox, man. Although whenever I go to Chicago, I'm looking up the Cubs games, not the White Sox game. So,
you and 400 million other people.
I took my family to a Cubs game when they were little, and took them to buy hats. And my wife, being the rebel that she is, she's on the other side of the store buying a Sox hat. So we all go to the Cubs game at historic Wrigley Field. I'm under the overhang with my kids and my wife, and everyone has on blue and red, and my wife has on a Sox hat.
Why do they sell a socks hat there?
No, it was in just a outside store. And so one of the old guys, he's sitting right next to me. He said he had these seats. They've been in his family forever, like probably 50, 60 years, man.
Wow.
And he looked at me and he looked down at the other end at my wife and he goes, "There's always one." And I said, "Yeah, it's my wife." And she looks down and waves at him, and he waves back, and he's like, "Yep, there's always one."
I can see her doing this.
Yep.
Summer. Hey, so that tells you where we can do, where we go in Chicago. I think it's time for you to tell folks who visit Austin where to go. All right, my brother. Stevie's ATX Pro Tips. It's always about eating, which I'm a foodie myself, and we're very spoiled here with food, wine, barbecue, coffee, anything you want, appetizers. What's your recommendation for individuals visiting Austin?
Man, I was thinking about this today, man. I was talking to one of the over email, one of the people over at Moody Center.
Yeah.
That sells the concert tickets. And so next week I am going to see Usher.
Ooh.
Going to see the Usher concert for sure.
Yeah,
exactly.
You got a booty like pow, pow, pow.
Yeah. And so we're going to see that. And then I look at their signature, and the Moody Center was ranked one of the top music venues in the country. And so I was like, that's pretty cool, man. And I take advantage of it all the time. I've been this place is still brand new, and I've been to probably eight concerts over there already. And I take it for granted because it's here in my town, and I enjoy it. But people should actually come and experience this place, man. It's state of the art, top of the line, clean. The music sounds good. The sound is really good for music, and good for hip hop concerts too. Like we saw Chris Brown there as well. You know, so that's my tip, man. Y'all get to Austin, stay in a hotel downtown if you're not in town, and get out to the Moody Center. Doesn't matter who you go see there, man. The entertainment is great. And so I think, we don't have pro teams here, but only MLS. But Austin is a sports and entertainment capital, man. It's we have a lot of entertainers that get here and put on some great shows, and we have all these sports and college sports and things like that to get here. And we got the number one football team, well, number two right now, but we'll be the number one football team here, man. So come in here and just enjoy Austin, y'all.
Enjoy Austin. Personally, I love the ACL Live Moody Theater.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
I love more intimate settings. Nothing against the Moody Center. To your point of where to stay, I highly recommend the Otis.
The Otis is a great place to stay, man. Acre 41 on the first floor. They make a really good steak, and they have all the bourbons you ever want to dream of, and from $12 a shot to $312 a shot, you know. So it's a great place to hang out and eat as well, for sure. No, that's a good one. That's a good one. You make me want to go back now.
Yeah.
Well, and they have a good Sunday brunch.
Yes, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I'll stick to the $12 shot. We won't be going up more than that.
You and me both, bro.
Hey, man, tell me something good.
All right, Stevie, I just got back from one of the most beautiful places that I love. It gets bad rap, state of Arkansas does, because of the rivalry and all that. But Northwest Arkansas is one of the more natural, most beautiful, serene places in the country. Salt of the earth people. I saw a family member, a cousin, get married. Shout out to Dylan and Kinley and all my family, all of them who were there. A beautiful, beautiful wedding venue and great time. And I'm glad I was able to go. But it just made me realize that, God, drop opinions, formulate your own opinion. That's something good. And because you're missing out by having tunnel vision.
Yeah.
That's something good. How about for you, Stevie Lee? Tell me something good, my brother.
I don't know, man. I was thinking of this, man. Can I make it personal?
Yeah.
You know what something good is I got my 2 beautiful girls and my wife, who's also beautiful. I'm having a really good time with them right now, man. It's my oldest daughter's senior year, and this is her last year playing high school volleyball, and they're doing well. So I'm having a really good time with them. We had some little adversity a couple weeks ago. My oldest daughter had an accident, but it also made you realize how precious and how precious life is, man. So she's okay. She and her sister were in the car, and everyone's fine. But when I got on scene, I had to run to them, and just hug them because it's precious, So I'm having a really good time trying to enjoy these girls and this season of we're going to be transitioning into one is going to be out of the house to going to college, So
crazy.
Yeah, man. So something good for me right now something good is family.
Family is everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's similar to what I experienced because I don't have my family's small.
Yeah.
And so for me to be able to see Tammy, Dean, Dylan, and his brothers, man, it was awesome.
That's awesome, man. Good for
Tammy
you.
and I have been cousins since we were little. And she's 5 years older than me, but very tight. There's a good picture up. I've got it.
You let her know she's 5 years older than you, too.
I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to. There's a good picture of us. She's doing the horns down, and I thought I'd throw them up.
Yeah. No
they're
question.
Arkansas season ticket holders. Oh, my God. It's been like that since I was 5 years old and she was 9.
That's funny. That's great.
So, shout out to the great city of Shreveport, the home of the Stevie Lee and the home of the Hargrove family and Hargrove Roofing, which has expanded into the great state of Texas and has taken over the great city of Austin, Texas, my hometown, and to the city of my college alma mater, Nacogdoches, Texas, Axum Jacks, and to the Stevie Lee family and the OG Man Cave boys, that being Harbaugh Harge, Big Mike, and then Coach Mo. What do we tell them, Stevie Lee?
We out.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up.
I said get out.